All right, let's go, y'all. Let's start. I'd like to start in a comfortable seat. So if you have a block or a bolster and you want to sit on that, go for it. You can sit on your heels or again, any way that's comfortable in your body. I'm realizing it hurts to sit on my heels right now. So put a little prop there. And just sit in a way that not only is comfortable, but also allows you to sit up really tall, sit up straight. Remember to tuck that chin down just a little bit and stretch up through the crown of your head, lengthening through the back of the neck. And just begin to notice your breath. And begin to slow it down. Filling the lungs each time. Emptying out all the way down to the bottom, pausing at the bottom of your exhale before you take your next breath in again. Start to feel a gentle contraction of your core muscles as you exhale in a gentle way, so you're not clenching or tensing up your body. You're just starting to find that stability and support for your bones. As you inhale, let your shoulders just shrug up naturally towards your ears. Feel your sides expand, feel your back broaden. And just remember that your breath is so incredibly important to your practice. Allow it to be your guide. Let it bring you ease. Let it bring you effort, focus. And remember to come down and rest if you cannot get control of your breath at any point. And then bring your hands down by your sides, either fingertips or palms pressing down. You can always put your hands on blocks. Just using that action of pushing your hands down into the floor beside you to help you stretch up and just start moving into a back bend. So it's starting to open up through your chest, lift your chest up to the sky. And then as you exhale, you can put your hands on your thighs or grab onto your knees and round through your back. Tuck your chin, let your shoulder blades spread apart. And then again, inhale, taking another back bend. So feel the contraction of the muscles in your back here. And then exhale, feel the contraction of the front body as you round and stretch through the back body. And do that one more time. Inhale and extend, lift, exhale. And come back to neutral spine. Inhale your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, take your left hand over to the left and stretch. Stretch through that right side body. Breathe into the right side of your body. Feel the contraction of muscles on the left side of your body. Feel your right hip pressing down into the floor. And on your inhale, come back up. Exhale over to the right. Reaching and stretching through the left side body. Breathing into the left. Inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, twist to the left. Bring your right hand over to your thigh or to your knee. You can bring your left arm behind your back or touch down on the mat or a block. And then inhale, come back to center. And exhale, twist to the right. Just a gentle twist to start. Moving the spine in all different directions. Come to your hands and your knees. Spread your fingers out wide. And on an inhale, come into your cow shape. Lift your head, your heart, your tail upward. And as you exhale, round through your spine, bring your shoulders past your wrist and begin to rock side to side a few times here. On your inhale, come back to neutral spine. So I want you to feel that action here of spreading your the top of your shoulder blades apart from one another as you bring the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. And then without losing that action in the shoulders, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and slowly push back into a downward facing dog pose. Really reach and stretch through your arms, stretch through your sides. Continue to breathe deeply. Feel the rise and the fall as you breathe out and in. On your inhale, come up high to your toes. And as you exhale, bend your knees for a hovering tabletop. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, go back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high to the toes. Exhale, hovering tabletop. Knees stacked just beneath the hips. And then go back to downward facing dog pose. One more time like that. Inhale, high to the toes. Exhale, hover the knees. Keep the shoulders stable and strong. Push back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up and reach it back behind you. Really feel that lengthening through the whole entire body. And now lift your right hip up higher and stack your hips. Stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Lift up out of your left hip. Really reach and stretch through your right leg. You might bend the knee. You might rotate the leg a little bit or the ankle. And then come back to center. Exhale, round through your back. Come up high on your back toes. Round through your spine. Bring your knee to your nose. Shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, reach back, stretch. Exhale, curl in. One more time. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, again, high to the toe. Curl in, hold here. Step your right foot forward. And then step your left foot up to meet it. On your inhale, halfway lift. And put your hands either on a block or on your shins. And push your hands into whatever they're on. And use that to help you extend and straighten your spine even more. As you exhale, fold forward. And do that again. Inhale, lift halfway up. And then think about also using your back muscles to straighten your spine even more. Exhale, fold forward. One more time like that. Inhale, soft knees, long neck. Exhale, fold forward. And now hold empty and with strong legs, come all the way to standing. Inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, reach it. Exhale, dive forward, hinge at your hips and reach long through your spine, coming all the way back down into that fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. And then plant your hands and step back into a plank position. And pause here in your plank. So again here, do that same thing with your shoulder blades where you press the tops of your shoulder blades away from your spine and you bring the bottom tips towards it. Stay in your plank, bring your forearms down onto the mat. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. So what I want you to do is don't let your belly drop and keep your shoulders really strong. Just inhale and lower your knees and your hips down just a little bit, kind of like halfway down to Sphinx. And now push into your forearms, lift up through your belly and lift your hips back up again. It might come up a little bit higher this time. On your inhale, lower your hips, lower your knees, keep your belly pulled in, keep your shoulders strong. Exhale, push up, really pull that belly up and in. Do that again, inhale, lower. Exhale, push back up. And now with control, bring your knees down, your thighs, your hips, come into your Sphinx pose. Turn your palms up to the sky. Pull back with your elbows and try to pull your chest through your shoulders. Keep a little tuck of the chin so you're not reaching the chin forward. Stretch back through your legs. Point your toes, and if you want, you can lift your legs up here as well without lifting your hips. Lifting the legs, using your hamstrings and your glutes. Continue to pull your chest forward as you stretch your legs back. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the mat. Bring your hands in line with your chest. Hug your elbows in, and then exhale, push up either through all fours or through a modified or a full plank, and then go back to your downward facing dog pose. Breathe. Fill your lungs, empty your lungs. On your next inhale, reach your left leg up and back. And then as you exhale, lift your left hip higher, 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 and slowly stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Lifting up out of the right hip, stretch through your left heel. Maybe you bend the knee. And now come back to center. Exhale, curl in, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, push back. Exhale, high to the back toes, round forward. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Hold empty. Step forward. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Come all the way to standing, strong legs bring you up. As your arms come up, grab your right wrist with your left hand. Give that arm a little pull. And as you exhale, bend over to the left side. Like you're bending over a big beach ball. Keep your belly pulled in. Keep rooting your tailbone down towards your heels. And on your inhale, come back up. Grab your left wrist. Stretch through that left side first. And then exhale and bend over to the right. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And now as you exhale, find a back bend. You can cactus your arms. You can keep your arms over your head. Lift your chest up to the sky. Inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, come down into chair pose. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Sit your weight back into your heels. Nice long spine here. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, without binding, just twist to the left. Twist your spine to the left. Keep reaching your hips straight back and the crown of your head forward. On your inhale, come back to center. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Keep breathing. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, straighten your legs. Dive forward. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. And you're either going to step back to plank, or if you're jumping back, you want to jump back to chaturanga, not to plank. So make sure your shoulders are stable. Spread the tops of your shoulders apart. And then if you're jumping back again, you're going to jump straight back to chaturanga. So you jump halfway down, elbows in, shoulders strong on the back, and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Bring your arms out wide this time. Press your feet down into the floor, press your hands down into the floor, and then lift your whole body up off of the mat. Waking up the back body, feeling the strength coming from the legs and from the hips, from all the muscles surrounding the spine. Now bend your knees and bring the mounds of your big toes together. And we're not going to grab the feet. We're just going to keep lifting the knees up higher and bringing the heels in closer to your hips. Lift your chest up higher. And then slowly, gently release everything down onto the mat. Bring your hands in again by your side. Preparing for your push-up, brace your bones. Exhale, push up. Downward facing dog. Breathe. On your inhale, lift your right leg up, reach it back behind you. As you exhale, curl in, step through between your hands. And now come up to your fingertips, hug your thighs together, come up into a high lunge. Crescent lunge pose. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, twist to the right. On your inhale, come back to center. And do that again. Exhale, twist to the right. One more time, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, float your left hand down. and side of your right foot. Your right arm can keep reaching up to the sky. You can also bring your hand to your sacrum. And now make sure your left hand is really planted. Your left shoulder is moving back. We're going to transition into side plank. So I want you to walk your right foot out in front for some support first. And then if you want, you can stack the feet or stagger or lift the top leg. Lift the whole left side of your body up a little higher. And then gently bring your right hand down. Go back to downward facing dog, but walk your feet in a little bit, and we'll take a twist. So reach over with your left hand and grab onto your right leg. And give that leg a gentle pull. Make sure your knees are not locked back here. Your spine is long. Good. And then release. Come back to downward facing dog pose. On your inhale, high to the toes, come forward to plank. And we'll move through a vinyasa together. So very slowly from your knees or toes, exhale, lower down. Stable shoulders, spine, and hips. Inhale to your back bend of choice. So maybe a sphinx again, maybe a low or a high cobra or an up dog. And then just remember, when you go back down to down dog, you want to lead with your belly. So pull your belly back and in, and then take your hips back. Downward facing dog pose, breathe. On your inhale, lift your left leg up, reach it back behind you. As you exhale, high to the back toes, curl in, softly step through. Take a second, make sure your legs and your hips are strong and stable as you rise up into your high lunge. On your inhale, reach up even more. And as you exhale, twist to the left this time. Inhale, come back to center. Remember, follow your own rhythm of breath. Exhale. You might be moving a little slower, a little faster than I am. Inhale. Exhale, twist left, stay here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down now inside of your left foot and take a twist. Again, if that feels, if bringing your arms up causes any stress around your shoulder and your neck, first try just rotating your arms. So this is an external rotation of the arm bone to get the shoulder back. You might just put your hand on your sacrum. Now we're going to move into that side plank. So bring your left foot out in front. Lift up out of your right shoulder, especially maybe stack your feet, stagger, lift a leg, breathe. Good. And then softly bring your left hand down. Go back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet in. Let's take a twist here. Reach over with your right hand. Grab onto your left leg. Soft knees, long spine from sitting bones all the way up through the crown of the head. Slow, deep breath. Come back to down dog. And now you get to choose. You can stay in down dog. You can take a vinyasa. You can do anything that calls to you. Maybe you hold a plank. Whatever you're doing, stay mindful. Focus on what you're doing. And we'll meet up in downward facing dog. Good. On your inhale, lift your right leg up again. And as you exhale, bend the knee, step through. This time coming into warrior one, so place your back foot flat. Come on up. Pushing through the outer edge of your back foot. Rotate your hips forward, so you might go a little wider with your stance. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers together, lift your chest up to the sky, and we'll go down into humble warrior. Go slow. Stay lifted up out of your right hip. So think about lifting your right side of your belly off of the thigh, away from the thigh. Breathe into your shoulders. Push down into your feet, come all the way up. Inhale, reach the arms up over your head. As you exhale, open up into warrior two pose. Readjust your feet as you need to. Good, now on your inhale, straighten your right knee. Turn your right foot in. And then as you exhale, pick up your left toes and come into warrior two, facing the back of the mat. We're gonna do that a couple of times. So inhale, straighten your left knee. Exhale, right knee. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Stay here. Exhale, dive forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Take your time coming down. Long spine. Weight comes forward towards the toes. Put your hands wherever you want them to be. You can work on a tripod headstand here as well. Remember, don't lock your knees back. Keep your quads really active. Breathful. And on your inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, bend into your left knee and lunge just a little bit. Inhale back to center, bend your right knee. It's a little side to side lunging. Go back to the left and over to the right. One more time, over to the left, over to the right, and turn around. Facing forward, step back into plank pose. And again, either go straight back to down dog or move through a mindful vinyasa. And then slow your breath down again. On your next inhale, float your left leg up, reach it back. Exhale, curl in, step through, stay down, put your back heel flat, square your hips first. Go ahead and pull your left hip back, strong legs, stable hips. Come on up, warrior one pose. Breathe. Always, always, always come back to the breath. Bend your arms and then bring your arms behind your back. Interlace the opposite way this time for humble warrior. Lift your chest up to the sky. Exhale. Feel the strength of your back leg as you're coming forward. Energetically pull your heels together. Pull that energy up the legs to the hips. Lift your low belly, left low belly away from the thigh. Then push into your feet, come up slowly. Inhale as you bring your arms back up over your head. And as you exhale, turn to the right, open up. Warrior two pose. Good. On your inhale, straighten your left leg, turn your toes in. Exhale, turn back, warrior two. Inhale, moving with your breath. Exhale, front side, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Now stay here this time. Pick up your left heel and spin it in and come into goddess pose. Bend your elbows, draw them in. So bringing the tips, the bottom tips of the shoulder blades down and towards one another. Good. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, bend your body over to the left. And if you'd like, reach your right arm over your ear. Good. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale over to the right. Good. Come back to center. And now see if you can pick your heels up off the mat. Keep breathing. Softly bring your heels down, straighten through your legs, turn your toes in. As you exhale, once again, dive forward, nice and slow, straight spine, soft knees. You might even bend your knees quite a bit here. So again, you can work on a headstand here. You can stay here in a wide-legged forward fold. Good, and then inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, bend your right knee. And come back to center and bend your left knee. And do that again. Right knee and left. Last time, bend your right knee. This time as you bend your left knee, spin all the way around, facing forward. Find your way back to downward facing dog. Finding any movement that calls to you along the way there. Settle into the breath. On your next inhale, reach your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, curl in, step through between your hands. Now, transfer your weight into your right leg, pick up your left leg for standing L. And you can always put a block underneath your hands or not. We'll do a couple of Kundalini squats here. So on your inhale, maybe lift your leg up a little higher. And as you exhale, bend both knees and cross your left knee behind your right. Inhale and reach, straighten both legs. Exhale. Do that again. Try not to lift your left hip up a lot higher than your right here. Use your hamstring more. Exhale. Good. Again, inhale, reach long. Step all the way into the back of your mat. And then scoot your right foot over for Skandasana, or I'm sorry, for lizard pose. So we're going to come down onto our forearms. Breathe. Now push down into your forearms, spread your shoulder blades apart. We're going to step the right foot back to meet the left foot. So now we're in a plank on the forearms. And now roll over onto your right side. Vashisthasana on the forearm. Lift up out of the right shoulder. Good, and then bring your left forearm down and roll over to your left side. Left shoulder back and down. And bring both forearms down onto the mat. And walk your feet forward for dolphin pose. Once again, spread the tops of your shoulders apart, bring the bottoms together. Walk your feet in a little bit more, lift your right leg up, try to keep your neck relaxed. And bring your right leg down and lift your left leg up. And bring your left leg down. And you can try that a few more times. When you're ready for a break, go ahead and gently bring the knees down. And you can go back into a child's pose. And now bring your hands back by your heels. So you're in this kind of pea pod shape, traditional child's pose. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, empty out, hold empty, and then push down into your shins and come all the way up. Sweep your arms out and up over your head. And then as you exhale, bring the hips all the way back to the heels. Come back into that child's pose. And do that again. Rise up to the knees. Inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, rise up to the knees. Stay here. Bring your left leg out to the left. As you exhale, we're going to bend over to the left side. And I like to pick up my left toes and turn my thigh bone upward, toes pointed up at the sky. Just more comfortable for me. And then come back to center, inhale. Now, as you exhale, we're going to start going over to the right with the right hand. But before you put your hand down, we're going to try to lift that left foot up and find our balance on our right knee. And then bring your right hand down under your shoulder. Stretch long through your left side. Stretch to the heel, reach to the fingers. Lift up out of your right hip and out of your right shoulder. And then exhale, bring your knee to your elbow, your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, reach, stretch. Exhale, knee to elbow. Do that again. Inhale, exhale. This time, inhale, reach long, bend your knee behind you, reach back, and see if you can find your foot. And you might not. And then you can begin to turn your chest and your gaze upward to the sky. Check in with that right hip and shoulder again. Gently let go of your left foot, reach your arm over your head. Bring your foot down to the floor. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale into a half child's pose. Bring your hips back to your right heel. Keep pushing through your left foot. Feeling that active stretch through the left inner thigh. And let's come up to the hands and the knees. And go all the way back to downward facing dog pose. On your inhale, lift your left leg up, reach it back. Exhale, curl in. We're going to step through again. And then shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right leg up. So both legs straight and strong. And on your inhale, without lifting your right hip higher, lift your right leg higher. And as you exhale, bend both knees and cross your right knee behind your left. And do that again. Inhale, pushing through both feet. Exhale, bend the knees, squat down. Inhale, extend. And exhale and round. This time, reach long. Step all the way back. Go wide. Go wider with your feet so that you can make your way down onto your forearms. Maybe your forearms go in a block for your lizard pose. You might move your hips around a little bit. Good. And now lift your hips higher. Left leg goes back to meet right. Once again, roll over on your right side. This time adding on a twist as you exhale, twist, reach underneath you. So again, stable right shoulder as you move. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Inhale. Last time, exhale, reach underneath you. Inhale, open. Bring both forearms back down onto the mat. Take a big breath in. Full exhale. Stay strong. Roll over onto your left side. You've got this. You can always bring your right foot out in front, or you can bring your left knee down onto the mat. Lift up and out of your left shoulder, and on your exhale, twist and reach. And again, inhale to open. Exhale to reach. Do that again. Always moving with your own breath. Exhale. Inhale, open. Bring both forearms to the mat. Walk your feet forward again. One more dolphin pose. If you want to go over to a wall and practice kicking up here, you may. Walk your feet in a little closer. So you need to bend your knees more to keep your spine straight and to be able to stack your hips over your shoulders, eventually lifting that leg up, maybe both legs. Maybe you practice a little hopping motion. Where we end up having the most trouble, I feel, in inversions is that When we go to kick up into them, and we shouldn't be kicking, when we go to float up into these inversions, we lose the stability in our shoulders most often. So really important to work on that. Come back into a child's pose when you're ready. Bring your hands back by your heels. Take an inhale. Exhale, navel to spine. Hold empty. And rise up to the knees. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale. So really stretch your hips back. Long spine, a lot of control coming back down. And again, inhale, rise up. Exhale, hips go back. This time as you come up, stay up and bring your right leg out to the right. Inhale, lengthen up again, and then exhale, bend over to the right leg. Maybe you turn your knee and toes upward. Breathe and stretch through that left side body. On your inhale, come back up. Exhale. Remember, we're going to try that balance on the left knee. So just start moving your hand towards the floor. Pick up your right foot. And then softly bring your left hand down. Stretch your arm over your head. Stretch your leg long. Inhale, lift up out of your hip and your shoulder. As you exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. And do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. This time, reach out long. Bend your knee behind you. Reach around. Check in with your hip and your shoulder again. Maybe kick the foot back. Maybe turn your chest and your gaze upward. Gently let go of your foot. Bring your right foot down. Come on up. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips back to your left heel. Half child's pose. Good. And then come up to your hands and your knees once again. Find your way back to your downward facing dog pose. Good. On your next inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. And as you exhale, bring your knee towards your right elbow. And then step your foot on the outside of your right hand. So we're setting up for our lizard pose again. And this time we're going to move it towards an arm balance. So bring your back knee down this time. And we're going to stay up on the hands. Give yourself plenty of space. You might scoot your right foot forward again. So what we're going to do is, and I'll turn and face the camera if it makes it easier to grasp. We're going to bring the right shoulder. We're going to bring the hips back and bring the right shoulder behind the right knee and plant the hands. Okay. So what's important here, what I was talking about, the stability in the shoulders, this applies here. So, and this is where I see, again, a lot of issues, is that we can create this initial stabilizing action. That's the spread the shoulder blades apart at the top and together at the bottom. Now, without losing that, pick up your back knee. And we're going to start to bring the body forward. I'm eventually going to pick up my right heel. I'm really hugging my elbows in tight to my side. I'm going to back up a little bit. And then eventually I'll bring my nose down and maybe I'll pick my back leg up and breathe. This is called flying lizard. And then bring your foot down. Go ahead and bring your left knee down and stretch your hips back towards your heel. We'll do a little Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. If you want to walk your hands over to the right, It just provides a little different sensation. Good, and then come back to your lunge, plant your hands. Take a vinyasa here if you would like, or go straight back to your downward facing dog so that we can try that on the other side. So inhale, reach your left leg back. And as you exhale, high to the back toes, curl in, bring your knee towards your arm, and step your foot down. Give yourself space. And then bring your back knee down, back your hips up. So remember, even if you can't pick up your leg, if you can't do the full expression of the posture, that doesn't mean you can't try this. So just go step by step. Bring your hips back. Bring your shoulder under the knee, behind the knee. And this is the most important part. Pick up your back knee. Now hug those elbows in and broaden through your upper back. And keep the shoulders stable. As you bring your nose down, pick up your left heel, drag your back foot in, and eventually that back leg might lift up. And then bring that leg down, bring the knee down, and let's sit back towards the right heel, Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, you might add that twist over to the left. Might feel that a little more in your IT band. Good, and come back to center. And plant your hands. Go back into plank pose. Stay here. And lower all the way down. Stay on your belly. Good. Let's do a little more spine strengthening here. A little heart opening as well. Kind of go hand in hand. So bring your arms forward. For those of you who take my class a lot, you know I love this series. Move slowly, move mindfully. Push down into your hands, push down into your toes. Bring your forehead to start down onto the mat. And then we'll lift up the right leg without lifting the right hip up. So there's a feeling of inwardly rotating that right thigh bone a little bit, inner spiral. Now lift your left arm and lift your head and lift your chest. You can stay here or you can bend your knee and reach back and maybe just reach for the foot, maybe actually grab onto the foot. And then you can lift your left leg. You can also lift your right arm, breathe. And then if you're holding your foot, remember, no slingshotting. So bend the knee, softly let go of the foot, straighten through the legs, straighten through the arms, hold, and bring everything down. Relax for a second. Big deep breaths. And then again, press into the hands, press into the feet. This time we'll lift the left leg up, inner spiral that left thigh. Lift your head and your heart, lift your right arm up. And maybe bend your knee and reach back. Find the foot. Begin to kick. Left arm. Good. Now this is the hardest part. Slowly let go of your foot. Reach your arms forward. Hold. Reach your arms back. Lift higher. Lower everything down. Turn your head to one side. Relax. Now keep your arms down alongside of you. Turn your arm bones so your palms are touching the floor beside you. Bring your forehead back down onto the mat. And once again, push into your hands so that helps you to engage the shoulders, to engage the back muscles, to draw the shoulders back. And now lift both legs up together, toes pointed. And go ahead and lift your head and your heart and your arms up. Keep breathing. Now we did this earlier on in class. So bring just the mounds of your big toes together. Bend your knees, bring your heels in closer to your hips, lift your knees higher. Now lift your chest higher. And now bend your knees more and lift your chest higher and bend your knees more. Now you can stay here. You can also come into bow pose, either variation. Breathe. Softly let go of your feet, straighten through your legs, and lower down and turn your head to the other side. Maybe you sway your hips from side to side, or bend your knees and rock your legs from side to side. And bring your hands in line with your chest. And take your time as you push up, hands and knees or plank. Find your way back to downward facing dog pose. On your inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, come into hovering pigeon, just holding here for a moment in your pigeon position without bringing the leg down just yet. And then softly bring your right shin down. Scoot your left leg straight back behind you. Put a block under your right hip if you want, or a blanket. Walk your hands back towards your leg. Sit up really tall. If you feel any pinching in the low back, pull the belly in a little bit more. Push down into the top of your back foot and lift your kneecap up and maybe squeeze your left glute a little bit. So just getting a little more in that hip flexor. And then when you're ready, you can lay your knee down and you can walk forward for your sleeping pigeon pose. Try to relax your head down. Stay in your body. And then walk your hands back to your hips. And bring your left leg out to the left for Janu Shirshasana or head to knee. Make sure that you're on your sitting bones rather than the back of your hips. Take your arms up over your head. And now as I turn to the left, I'm going to pick up my left hip and scoot it back, scoot the whole leg back. And then exhale and begin your fold. So don't go to your deepest, deepest place all at once. Now you can either be doing head to knee, literally rounding the spine, bring the head to the knee, or you can, what I call chest to toes. So with a straight spine instead, reaching, lengthening. As you go down on the exhale a little deeper, drawing that navel in towards the spine. That's what brings you deeper into your fold. Good. On your inhale, rise up. Bring your right hand behind you and to the side. For stargazer, reach your left arm up. Lift your hips up and forward. And you might move your arm around or take it behind you. Really push up through the hips, down through the heel. And bring your hips down. And just bring your left leg back behind you Find your way back to downward facing dog. Of course, if you want to throw in a vinyasa, you may. And now on your inhale, reach your left leg back. Exhale, hovering pigeon first. Practice patience here. Stay strong, breathe. Softly set your shin down. Keep walking your right leg back, 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 back. Sit on a block here if you want. Or a blanket. If a block is too high for you, walk your hands back. Pull the low belly in. Push down through the top of your foot. Lift your kneecap. Engage your right glute. And then you can set the knee down and walk forward. Sleeping pigeon. Remember, stay in your body. Try not to get distracted. And then walk your hands back. This time we'll take the right leg over to the right. Sit up tall, readjust your hips as you need to. Reach your arms up, inhale. As I turn to the right, I'll pull my right hip and my right leg back first, and then begin that process of folding just a little deeper with each exhale, finding more length, more space, more room with each inhale that you take. On your inhale, rise up. Stargazer, bring your left hand out to the side and lift your hips up. Do whatever feels good. And bring your hips down. And let's come all the way down onto the back. And hug your knees up into your chest. And then come into happy baby pose. So grab onto your feet. Rock from side to side. And then just see if there's anything else that is calling to you before we move into our final pose, Shavasana. You might like to take a twist or an inversion first. And then as you're coming into Shavasana, make sure that you're comfortable. You can always put a bolster or blocks behind your thighs. Support for the neck. Something to think about there is as you move onto your back to kind of tuck that chin a little bit first and just make sure that the back of your neck stays nice and long. Bring your shoulder blades closer in together, palms open. And now start by just very deliberately relaxing your body. So maybe start at one end of your body, start at your feet. And as you go along, just relaxing every single muscle along the way, or relaxing every body part, the toes, the balls of the feet, the arches, the heels, and just moving in that way. And when you get all the way up to the top of the head, you can start all over again. Give yourself this gift, this practice of finding peace within stillness. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, please do so. Otherwise, just slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently begin to move your body around, sort of waking everything back up. Take your arms overhead and stretch. And then bend your knees and roll over onto your side. Keep your eyes closed. Keep your neck relaxed. Keep your head down as you push yourself up. Find a comfortable seat. And just observe how you feel. Bring your hands together at your heart. Bow your head in honor of yourself, in honor of your practice, and in honor of one another. Namaste.